Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you what happened at Jewel Mine and what is it that it did about the fatality that we had, which was related to a blasting incident. Okay, this is Jewel Mine. It comprises of this 3 shaft and the vent shaft, and also has the western shaft, 1 shaft on the northern side. And the locality, Jewel Mine, is situated in the southwestern edge of the Witwatersrand Basin, comprising the north and the south shaft. Scattered mining is taking place on the Beatrix Reef, which dips 14 degrees at a depth of 1,400 meters. The ore is processed on site. This is the schematic reflection of the 2 shafts on the southern side, which is the one for the man and material. The north shaft being dedicated for hoisting, slinging. People are being taken to 90 level, where we go down with a decline to 3 operating levels, which is 117, 121, and now a depth of 129 level. And we've got a decline project that they've just started towards 137. What is it that we have to share? Jewel Mine had previously a very good safety performance for several years, but recently there has been a notable deterioration. A deeper analysis revealed that in the past years, the mine has made strides in reducing fatalities and serious injuries by adopting some of the most leading practices, which are entry examination, netting, bolting, which currently, after our accident of blasting, we're busy now with the drill and blasting process. Furthermore, the analysis revealed that the deterioration in our safety performance was due to the complacency and overall lack of ownership of the intervention by both management and operators, which led to the near collapse of the system. What happened that we have to share? There was a team leader that was fatally injured during the charging up session. What is it that during our 11.5 review could have gone wrong? There's been a fractured ground on the top of the pipe where the blasting got off. The short tube design, flexible tube, reverse priming and impact. We looked at this challenge that we have, which is of the reverse priming. Why the reverse priming? We found that it was a bit difficult while charging up to push the fuse to the back of the hole by the hand only. The blasting assistant reverse prime to ensure the fuse is positioned in the back of the hole. The fuse is more secure and does not blow out when the loading of the unfacts. It is not done for the benefit of reverse priming, but to facilitate easy, quick charging up of the blast hole, often in violation of the mine standard. We know at the time that the charging up processes take place. It's at the time that everybody is in a rush, supervisors are not there, and shortcuts happen. The dangers of this practice. This is now of the reverse priming. The plastic tube of the sheath-prone damage between the loading pipe and the inside the hole made much more worse when the hole is not properly dislodged. The tube is not designed to be bent and may block or leak the initiation shockwave. The damage of the tube or a detonator often occurs when the detonator is rammed against the back of the blast hole. Misfired detonators prove extremely difficult and dangerous to remove when the charge has been reversed. decision that we've taken as management and all the stakeholders to use the pulse blast to emulate reverse priming. Let me just demonstrate what is it that we talk about the pulse blast.
Good morning, colleagues and everybody. Just to capitalize on what Johannes said with regarding reverse priming, and the principle of reverse priming is nothing more than inserting the detonator in the reverse position into your charging up stick or lance. And what is highlighted there, which happens all the time, is when they insert it into the base of the hole, that charging up lance or stick often looks like a menorah blade and has a tendency to cut the shock tube. And just as a quick demo, that's exactly in principle what happens. And they whack that down to the back of the hole. When they withdraw the charging up lance or stick, you end up with a situation where your detonator often gets drawn back towards the front of the hole. Now, in the old days in mining, we always had the situation where you were told to insert the detonator and then draw it back by X distance. And this leads to a situation where A, you sit with, especially in our stoping panel of 30 meters excess, with detonators unequally positioned in every single hole. You've got no idea where that detonator is. The reverse prime problem from a safety aspect is key, and that is that in a reverse prime position, it's extremely difficult to withdraw a misfire detonator in the hole. It twists inside the hole, hence the fatalities and the accidents that we have. So, after a lot of investigation and what have you, I saw fit to try and address the safety issue by developing the PosiBlast product. It never saw light of day in this particular form, but subsequent to tests at Anglo, where I jointly developed this, we decided to change it to a consumable item. And all that happens is that you clip the detonator onto the PosiBlast like that, okay? And that's what it actually looks like. Use the same charging up lance. Just clipped in like that, and that in principle is what it looks like. You now insert that into the hole, you whack it down to the base of the hole, and as we have a situation at the moment with ANFO and with emulsion, the moment he's inserted that into the hole, then like a Lopompi, and he immediately starts charging up as he withdraws the charging up lance. Now what's very important and critical from a safety aspect here is that you've got your detonator pointing in the direction of the blast. And I've stood on many explosive industry individuals' toes as far as that's concerned, but you'll see the slides and results proving the technicality advantage of that. Secondly, you've got the detonator equally and optimally spaced from the end of every hole that's drilled. So on a panel now, you can immediately pick up if there's been short drilling, etc., etc. And you're eliminating that human factor now of who withdraws the detonator from the base of the hole at what distance. Thirdly, and the key safety aspect here is if you sit with a misfire and the tube is very smooth, you'll either withdraw the detonator and the PosiBlast together, or in most cases, if it does grip with these two fins inside the hole, it just unclips the detonator and you're sitting with a dead piece of plastic inside the hole. So that was the principle behind the development and the design of the PosiBlast. The fact that there's been numerous other technical spin-offs and advantages in terms of better face break, better hanging and footwall conditions, which really was close to my heart listening to the two earlier speakers this morning, and the fact that you're sitting with potentially 0 sockets due to certain other technical issues. One of the things that I'm doing with Johannes and his team at the moment, which was also touched on, is looking at the optimization not specifically around the polyblast, but because of all the other technical aspects that we can now address by eliminating reverse priming, having a far safer environment, and having your detonator optimally positioned in every hole. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Graham. As I've just mentioned earlier on, the decision was taken to use the polyblast to eliminate reverse priming. The implementation strategy was aligned with the MOS adoption plan. Agreement with the stakeholders of how to implement the program would have been approached from bottom up, starting from the miners' assistance, continuing up the hierarchy. The management had to review the leadership behaviors and come up with a behavioral communication strategy that would turn around and address at-risk behaviors. Because if we are aware that we might have all these fancy things that we want to drive, as long as we don't look at what are the contributing behaviors behind each and everything that we try to make life easier. We will fight all the time to get people not actually working to standard doing that, but if we look at the behavioral side, we might now be in a position to do what? To walk the way with them, find out what the frustration they have. Leadership behavior and behavioral communications are the pillars that support the sustainable adoption of this leading practice that we started, in conjunction with the ones that we already completed, the TAP, netting and bolting. As has just been demonstrated, that would be the polyblast, that would be the position of our fuse. The polyblast, what is it? It is a strong, flexible, molded plastic, the one that is shown and that we have seen in the previous slide. Its primary objective is to safely and accurately position a detonator in a blast hole for optimum initiation of explosive charge. We're looking now at what would be the added benefit. What are other benefits? We're looking at eliminating the reverse priming, protecting the detonator and the tube against the damage of an unfixed lens and charging stick, position the detonator away from the back of the hole where there is water, grit, or liquid explosives. And it also improves your blast efficiency, resulting in better face shape, easier cleaning, improved face advances. This is what we've just seen on the demonstration. And the detonator may be attached from the tube remaining in the hole, and it may detonate when the crimping is damaged by attempting to remove it. What are the charging up blasting driving forces that we looked at? As a team, we looked at the implementation strategy, what will be our behavioral plan, the communication side of that, closing the loop and measuring and checking what successes we have. This will only happen when we coach people, when we do the on-job training, when there's a behavioral intervention, and encourage the people and users to take ownership. This is underground. We've got this lady underground, a team leader, preparing his, his primer, which is now your choke tube, your detonator into the polyblast. These are the conditions that we have seen after we've started using the polyblast. And what is it that as the face will be straight, as the discipline in terms of how now to charge up, and again it starts with the hole. The hole in the right direction, the right dip. These are additional benefits that we got. If we talk, the red represent our plane face advance. The blue represent our actual face advance. And the green one is our planned crew advances and the actuals. From the time that we use this unit, there's been 1, We check on our phase advances, have improved. Also our phase advances. The challenges that we have are the challenges that deal with the people. How do we lead our people? How do we encourage them? How do we coach them? Thank you.